whatever. Like it's like
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But what I'm saying here is even here in the local setting, like if Patrick Smythe, head of PR, came to Sean, and you can't even do this because the NFL makes you speak to the media, but if they said, hey, Sean, we got a rare opportunity to nix these media sessions here locally during the season. We hear like Sean twice a week. And it was like, hey, you have an opportunity to go to 0. Do you not want to talk at all? I think Sean would talk. I think Sean just likes to talk, which is fine. Like again,
well, it depends. Like, if he had Russ, he's like, hey, we're not doing no media talking. We're not having people come to the practices. But now that he has Bo Nix and he's having success, it's like, why not?
Yeah, right.
Why not?
Yeah, and guess what? Good for Sean. You did pick the right quarterback.
Indeed, you did.
You know, and you want to take a little victory lap, go for it. So my guess is, because he did have a sit down with Kay Adams, which we'll hear here in just a couple minutes, my guess is this is not the last interview that Sean does. My guess is we're going to come in here tomorrow with a new batch of audio from Sean Payton. It's just a guess. I could be wrong, but we'll see how it shakes out. So we'll hear from Sean in a second. But I thought it was interesting because we did the exercise, you and I, it was a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago. Remember we redrafted? No, it was last week. We redrafted the 2024 class to see where Bo Nix would go. And even before we did the exercise, I remember saying, you're going to see some outlet like ESPN redraft the class. Let's beat them to the punch, and then we'll see where they end up. Well, they dropped theirs. It was yesterday or today. So here's how it went. Okay, this is redrafting the 2024 NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears' original pick was Caleb Williams. In ESPN's redraft, it's Jaden Daniels. And we had it last week.
As we suspected.
Yes.
Like, hey, Jaden Daniels would be the first guy off the board.
Yep. So now the Commanders are on the clock, picking second overall. Original pick is obviously Jaden Daniels. The new pick is Caleb Williams.
Ding, 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 ding.
Which, did you have it that way?
I had Caleb Williams going. Cliff Kingsbury is over there. And Caleb Williams had success with Oak Cliff. So it makes sense. It makes sense. And Caleb Williams still has the talent to be a really good quarterback in this league. Now, we're fixing to find out how he looks here in year 2, year 3, year 4. But I still believe in Caleb Williams until he shows me that he's not a good quarterback anymore.
Yeah. You get through that second year, if it's not dramatically improved, like it's time to start asking some questions because it's not just what he was. It's what he was billed to be.
Yeah.
What everyone said he was going to be. This generational talent. And, okay, in this exercise, according to ESPN, he goes number 2 overall. Now, when we did it last week, I had Bo going number 2 overall. That's not how it falls here. Now we get to the third pick of the draft in ESPN's redrafting the 2024 NFL Draft. The Patriots are on the clock. The original pick is Drake May. Do they go Bo Nix instead of Drake May?
You have to go with Bo. You have to go with Bo.
They do not.
Oh, what?
They stuck by Drake May. The original pick is the new pick according to ESPN's redrafting of the 2024 class.
See, that's disrespectful right there. My man Bo had an excellent year, and if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix would win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Bo Nix was the guy that nobody thought about. People, there were scouts out there, and we talked about it, that said, hey, Bo might not make it in the first round. He's going to be a second-round draft pick. Bo brings his team, the Denver Broncos, our Broncos, to the playoffs. First time since 2015. Bo brings the team to a winning season. First time since 2016. And yet this man would still not be a top 3 draft pick?
And a part of the reason in their explanation here from Mike Reese of ESPN is just how effusive Mike Vrabel was in his praise of Drake May in taking that job. He said the presence of May was one of the top reasons that he was interested in the job. So they kind of used that, like used his words into a microphone as why the Patriots would do something different. I have my doubts and if this is reality. I really do.
I was like, come on, Vrabel. Vrabel has to say that. He's the head coach now of the New England Patriots. It was a first-round draft pick quarterback who's young. You don't want to go out there and say something different and have Drake May second-guessing himself.
Right.
Now, if you had a cup of coffee with old Vrabel, I guarantee Vrabel's like, hey, I like that Bo Nix character.
Yeah.
Bo Nix has a lot of athletic ability. He's smart. He takes care of the football. My man had over 3,700 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. All right? That right there tells you everything you need to know. Bo Nix is a winner. He's a competitor. He's tough. Why am I pitching this to Vrabel, huh?
Yeah. Well, I disagree with it, but that's what they had in ESPN's redrafting the 2024 NFL draft. You get to the 4th pick of the redraft. It's the Arizona Cardinals on the clock. The original pick was Marvin Harrison Jr. The new pick is also Marvin Harrison Jr. And for me, again, Marvin Harrison Jr., really nice rookie year. Nearly 900 yards receiving on 62 catches. But I just don't think, knowing what you know now, which is the purpose of the redraft, you're picking Marvin Harrison Jr. over Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, that right there is like, who's doing this draft? Come on now. Malik Neighbors mixed with or duoed and put together with Murray? You know, like that's potent right there. That's a potent offense. So I'm not with that. I understand Marvin Harrison Jr. is a really good player, and he's going to be just like his dad if he could continue to develop and grow and stay healthy. But Malik Neighbors is on another level, man.
I agree. I agree.
And you pair him up with Kyler Murray, like I just said, that's scary.
Yeah. And full disclosure, how they did this, and I do appreciate how they did it, and we're talking about ESPN's redrafting the 2024 class, is that with ESPN, they have a single reporter in every NFL market. So, like, for us here in Denver, it's Jeff Legwold. So, like, when the Broncos are on the clock, they allow Legwold to pick of the remaining players who haven't been picked yet. So it's like making the New England pick, you see, like, Mike Reese on TV for ESPN in New England.
Yeah.
That's who's doing the Patriots pick. So it's a different human for every pick. Again, it's just a mental exercise. But so Marvin Harrison goes 4th overall, like he did in reality. The Chargers are on the clock. They drafted that freaking animal, Joe Alt, out of Notre Dame, who can play right tackle, left tackle. He's one of the best players right out of the gate, according to all the advanced metrics, pressure rate, Pro Football Focus, all this stuff.
He's a stud.
He's a stud. He still goes number 5. And now you have the New York Giants on the clock, picking 6th overall in ESPN's 2024 redrafting of the NFL draft. The Giants are on the clock. The original pick is an absolute freak show in Malik Neighbors. The Giants are on the clock. And in the redraft, Bo Nix gets taken 6th overall by the New York Giants.
The Giants.
And Jordan Ranan, who covers the G-Men for ESPN, says, Neighbors is a star. He's just not a quarterback. And in retrospect, Daniel Jones wasn't the Giants' answer. Bo Nix proved he's on his way to being a high-level quarterback by improving as the season progressed and finished with 29 touchdown passes. The Giants would be in a better place now if the quarterback position had been settled before the 2024 season, end quote.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because you would have had Saquon Barkley still there. You would have had Saquon Barkley because you would have said, hey, Daniel Jones is not our guy. Let's try to get rid of him before the season starts. Go and draft Bo Nix. And so now you keep Saquon, give him his money. You draft someone like Bo Nix that has a run game and can, continue to develop. But when you have a run game, it just helps you out a little bit more, and things look good for the Giants. But we're talking about the Giants, Zach. Giants don't make good decisions. You get rid of Saquon Barkley. You pay Daniel Jones a lot of money. You pass up on someone like Bo Nix, but you're not the only team to pass up on Bo Nix, thank God. And now you're in a situation where if you have to redraft, we're redrafting Bo Nix. No, thank you. If I'm Bo, I'm mad. I'm upset.
Let me ask you this. Interesting point that you made about Saquon Barkley. That and we saw in some of those videos that were coming out from
we got to call him Mr. Barkley now. Face of the Eagles.
He is something, man. He really is. But the Giants in those videos from Hard Knocks
very disrespectful.
Really exposed themselves in a way that, like, wow, you guys look like absolute clowns. Even just the fact of how arrogant you are in your conversations, the way that you talk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Shedeur Sanders, do you really want to be a part of that? Do you really want to be a part of an organization that has a big-time ego and has not really done anything yet? Like, do you really want to be a part of that organization if you have a chance to force someone's hand to be a part of an organization that may be gone and out of here next year because they're not going to win? They're going to have to rebuild.
Yeah, and I can't believe they haven't moved on from everyone. It's just – anyway, would Bo Nix – because you brought up the Barkley thing, I'll just have to ask the question. Because you're right. If you drafted a young quarterback on a rookie contract, you're probably not moving on from Saquon Barkley. Would Bo have been in a better situation with the New York Giants with a play caller like Brian Daboll, who had a bunch of success with Josh Allen, pairing him with the best running back in football right now, Saquon Barkley? Would that have been a better situation with Saquon Barkley in New York than it was this past year in Denver?
Oh, man, why you have to put that in my face with Saquon being right there? You know I love my running backs. You know I love my running backs.
And you love Saquon.
And I love Saquon.
How can you not love Saquon?
No, for sure. But I believe, guys, I believe that the perfect marriage was between Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Literally, Sean got it right. He hit the nail right there, like, bam, the hammer's right there, just wham, knocked it in there. And a lot of coaches can't say that. Sean did a great job of evaluating Bo Nix, believing in Bo Nix, and building around Bo Nix for his first year without money. Because we're in cap hell, guys. Remember that. Sean is the guy for Bo. I believe if Bo was with the New York Giants and how the organization is running their team, I don't think Bo Nix is the guy that you guys see or you guys got to witness last year or this year. I just don't think that happens because of the Saquon thing, because of the receivers, because of the New York Giants way. I believe that Sean had a vision. He's passionate about Bo, and he built around Bo with the young youth, and George was part of it. And you found a way to keep Courtland Sutton happy for that year. You were able to do things with a mediocre run game, not even an average run game, a really bad run game. Let's just put it out there. And I can't see Bo Nix with anybody else but the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton right now. Yeah,
and ultimately I agree. As great as Saquon is, I think the situation and the situational setup for Bo, and the first thing I think of is the offensive line. Putting him behind this offensive line as a rookie, I think you can't overstate how important it was. And the skill position players around Bo in the run game, wasn't as good. But we talked before the season ever started. You'd rather have him behind this offensive line than an offensive line like in Chicago with all the skill positions that Caleb Williams had. So ultimately, I agree.
Like Daniel Jones, he would have been a hard guy to trade. That's why they released Daniel Jones.
Yep.
So my guessing is you would have had to keep Daniel Jones to start with, which that means Bo Nix would have been behind Daniel Jones, and now Bo Nix is not getting the reps that he needs every single game like you want it. You were like, hey, throw Bo out there. He can't swim, but he's going to learn how to swim, which I think, hey, you did a great job with that, Zach, by the way. It's like, hey, we're not going to put in Jarrett Stidham and let Bo just gradually develop. Like, we're just throwing him into the fire. If he's with the New York Giants, they're going to go with Daniel Jones to start with until they can find a suitor that's like, hey, we're willing to trade for Daniel Jones, and now Bo Nix is behind schedule. Here in Denver, he's on pace, or I say in front of like where we thought he would be.
Definitely.
Going into this next year.
Yeah. On the RamosLaw.com text line, are we just not completely overreacting to 1 year of success? You guys sound like Bo Nix is a perennial Pro Bowler who has won a Super Bowl. We don't know yet.
Well, he would have been a Pro Bowler.
Right.
He would have, but my man said no.
So I appreciate that text. All right, and throw your name on it. We'll give you a shout out here. I appreciate what you're trying to say, but given the 1 year sample size that we do have, would your assumption be that he's going to get better? And plus, knowing what you know about Bo and what we've learned about Bo, given what we saw as a rookie, why would your assumption be that he's going to get worse and not better? That's what I would say. Because
with another year, with 1 year already under his belt, going into year two, with young players that got a lot of opportunities out there, all right, with more cap money, with another draft class coming in.
Right. I just don't know why you would look at that and say, yeah, this is going to get worse. Now, it could. I don't want to be naive and act like there couldn't be a sophomore slump. I just don't know why that you would project that to be the case.
I don't see it, Zach. I like there could, Zach, but I don't see it. How Bo Nix works,
right?
His work ethic,
right, and how he's wired. He's obsessive.
How he's wired.
Yes.
Sean Payton, he wants to be the first coach to win a Super Bowl with another team. He's going to put everything he has into Bo Nix. It's going to work out, but you have to get a run game. You have to get a tight end. Your defense needs to continue to do what they're doing, top 10 in the league if you can sustain that.
Sure.
And get another receiver. And if you can do that, we're going to win our first playoff game and hopefully get closer to the Super Bowl.
Where would Bo Nix go if he was in this draft class? And there's two different ways of going about this here because, like, when we have the redraft conversation, it's based on what we know now and what you would do differently. But if it was Bo, because here's the thing, if Bo is in this draft class and we know what we know about his rookie year, he's going number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans. He just threw the second most touchdowns in the history of the rookie quarterback position and brought a team to the playoffs and had a winning season for the first time forever.
So are we taking what Bo did in college?
Yeah, like if we were, and again, this is going to be an imperfect exercise because we have to go back to where we were from a mindset standpoint on Bo Nix going into last year's draft. If that was the case, would Bo go over Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward?
With Tennessee being on the clock, I believe that Bo Nix would go number 1 because of one being on Oregon. I think if Bo Nix is on the Oregon team this year, they beat Ohio State. Dylan Gabriel was awful in that game. Bo Nix just brought something different to the table. And now we get to see it in the NFL, the competitor in him, the accuracy, the athletic ability. Bo Nix would have went number 1 because of that. Bo Nix would have been able to showcase yet again his talent. He would have been with a great head coach. They would have won a lot of games, and it would have just been a buildup. And Bo would have been picked number 1. Shedeur would have been number 2.
I think I agree.
Why are you copying me, man? You want to say Cam Ward's number 1?
Absolutely not. I don't think he's number 1 in this class as it is. I would take Shedeur over Cam Ward. Cam Ward is more flashy, and he pushes the ball downfield more. But I'll take Shedeur's toughness, his accuracy, his the way he anticipates. He's like an anticipatory thrower in a way that like Tua is. I would bet on Shedeur over Cam. But if you go back to where we were with Bo coming out of this draft, or last draft rather, and throwing 45 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, but I have to throw in one caveat because I don't know if he would go over Shedeur and Cam Ward if he doesn't run at the combine. That's the one caveat I'll throw in because I think Bo's draft status would have spiked had he gone through the
40,
the testing.
Exactly.
Yes, all like the raw
Being
athleticism testing. I think he would have flashed in a way that he didn't because he was dealing with turf toe. So if he did the combine this year and had his season that he had with Oregon in 2023, 45 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, I think he'd be the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah, I do. Here's another question. Would Tennessee trade the number 1 pick in the draft right now for Bo Nix?
Knowing what we know now?
Correct. Like right here, right now, would they trade the number 1 pick in the draft for Bo Nix going into year number 2?
Why would you not? Knowing what we know now and what Bo Nix displayed on that football field in year 1, if I'm Tennessee, I'm like, man, we have a special player and we can build around him now.
Yeah.
We build around him like the Denver Broncos are.
Right.
You don't know what Shedeur Sanders is going to look like, and I know this is why it's like imperfect and all that.
Right.
But Bo Nix's athletic ability on display, phenomenal. His arm strength is really, really good and it's solid. The accuracy is there. You cannot pass up on a quarterback like that and then this year when Bo threw for 29 touchdowns and had 12 interceptions. And some of those interceptions wasn't on Bo. It was a couple tip passes.
Sure.
And then there was a couple that were like, okay, Bo, like, you know better.
Oh, yeah.
But you're a rookie. You're a baby.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to. You would have to do that if you're the Tennessee Titans. I believe. I believe in Bo. In Bo, I trust.
Well, I think the Titans would do it. I really do.
It's the quarterback position.
For all the reasons that you just said, it's a quarterback
right.
position, and you get a sneak peek of what it looked like in his rookie year. So you can go with the mystery of Shedeur, the mystery of Cam Ward. As great as those guys are, they're still NFL mysteries. And you got a sneak peek for 1 year of what Bo Nix looked like. They would do it in a New York minute.
Knowing what you know now about Shedeur in college, about Bo Nix in the NFL, do you believe that Shedeur Sanders can have a better year than Bo Nix, which is hard to do?
I wouldn't bet on that. I think the biggest thing that Shedeur Sanders is going to struggle with in the NFL is holding on to the football. That's going to be a really hard habit to break. He takes so many sacks because he doesn't get rid of the football, and Bo is the literal opposite, where only Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen had less sacks this year than rookie Bo Nix.
You also have to understand, Bo has an offensive line. I think we tend to forget that. That offensive line is really, really good here in Denver, the highest paid offensive line in the NFL.
Right.
There's a reason for that, and that's one of the reasons why Bo Nix was able to have the season he had.
No doubt.
And stay up.
And that's why
stay healthier.
And that's why I would bet against Shedeur, because Tennessee, with that number 1 overall pick, they earned that pick in the wrong kind of way. Like you are going to a crappy situation. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to try to make, turn water into wine. And I would Bo's situation was better than we could have really thought, I think, before the season started. And Sean Payton has a big